And of course, guys, we'll share video and audio, whatever you guys want to have after this is done, if you want to put on your channel as well.
Okay, cool.
All right, so we're live
We
on
are.
both sides.
Gang, gang.
So all right, all right. So I'll intro us, and I'll have to edit whatever we need to do on the video. But I'll intro us, and then we'll just jump into it as we normally do.
Okay.
All right. Hello and welcome to my Disney Brain. Today is October 28th. So we got 3 days to be candy if we haven't done so already. And throw it out the window, I guess, because nobody can come up to your door these days.
Or you can
To
just eat
Halloween.
it.
Yeah, or you can just eat it yourself. Welcome to the podcast, My Disney Brain. Today is a really cool day, a day I've been looking forward to for a long time. We have our favorite family back joining us today, and we're going to introduce those guys in just a few minutes. But I really have been looking forward to this. I'll give you a hint. They've been with us before, and they get the most downloads of the shows that we do. For the most part, when we collaborate and do a show together, it looks like the downloads are the highest shows in some categories. They're the highest, so we really appreciate that. So, before we get going, what I'd like to do is thank everybody for joining us, especially first timers. First timers, wherever you have found us, lock us in so that you know the next time my Disney Brain has new content on, you will be the first to listen. And those of you who have been listening to us since day one, thank you very much for supporting the podcast. We really do appreciate it. We have recorded, I don't know, how many did we do this month? We've done
A lot.
a lot. So go and catch up if you've not listened to them all. And it's really some good stuff. We had Ruby on a few weeks ago. Ruby's our West Coast connection, Ruby's Best Life. Shout out to Ruby. We had a really comprehensive show with her where we talked about the updates to what's taking place at Disneyland. So if you're a Disneyland person and you want to get caught up on that, I would advise you go and listen to that podcast. And I think it was either 30, I think it was 31. And the last couple podcasts, we were doing some deep dives into the Haunted Mansion. Here's Hollow Season. We want to do a deep dive into the history of the Haunted Mansion. I really learned a lot going through that piece of the Haunted Mansion. We talked about the history of the Haunted Mansion. We talked about the Disney parks that actually have a Haunted Mansion S attraction, and there are five of those. We talked about top 10 lesser known and better known characters of the Haunted Mansion and their backstories. So if you're interested in any of that, please go and check it out. It is all on the channel. Now, with no other preliminaries, I want to introduce to you our favorite family. Not introduce, just tell you that they're back. So the Road Tripping with the Roots are back. Hello, Corey, and hello, Nicole.
Hey,
Hi,
how you doing,
family.
guys?
How are you guys?
We're doing okay. We're
We're,
doing good for the circumstances that we're in.
right.
Yeah,
We're doing
yeah.
2020 good. I think that should be.
There you go. There you go. We're doing 2020 good. Well, listen, we're really happy to have you guys back, and this is the first time we've had all of us together. So all of us
Yes.
meaning I've got the girls, me, and you guys. Before it was just us three, and now we've got all of us. So next time, I guess we'll bring Ella in and just we'll all be quiet and just let her get a few
Yeah,
microphone
just
Right.
let her go wild.
and just do it and just do it and just do it. Well, listen, what have you guys been up to? I know I see you on Instagram a lot. Obviously, we kind of chit chat and we exchange messages and things like that. But I'll be honest with you, it's been too long since we've had you on, and I don't want to like run it to death, but I would have you guys on at least every other week if I could. But I said I don't know. I'll go and share. Guys are over here and over there, and I said, you know what? It's time to have them back.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right. It all started with you.
Right.
Be honest.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Or anything where it comes to the podcast or anything doing lives, it started with you. So you were the
Yes.
catalyst.
Well, I'll tell you what, I really enjoy you guys' Instagram. I'm like, I know Nicole is orchestrating all of this. So
Okay, thanks, Kelly. Never mind. I take back everything I said. I
You're
take
right,
it
Kelly,
back.
though. You're
no,
right.
no, let me get all the way to the end because I know who's doing the technical stuff too. I see the pictures. I say, oh my god, man! Like this is where did they got a whole studio set up in the background and all kind of stuff. But I know Corey's in there. I absolutely know it. one of the comments I made the other week was that you were doing a. Oh man, what were you guys talking about? You were doing a review of the Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
You were doing a review of the Haunted Mansion, and one of the things I love to do when you're talking, Corey, that is when you're talking, I watch Nicole's face because I know Corey's going for the shock value. I know it's gonna happen. I'm just waiting for the comment, and Nicole's eyes are like, it's classic. It's absolutely classic.
Yeah, Nicole's, she always wants to be, on the other side of things when it comes to whatever I'm talking about for whatever reason. I don't know.
But you know what it is, and Kelly, you understand and appreciate this. I love the backstory of everything. And so you and I connect in that way that we want to know the hows and the whys.
Right.
And Corey, not so much. So he just goes for it. And I'm like, wait a minute. Somebody really took some time to work on this. Corey would be like, oh, it's trash. Or I was really surprised.
I really enjoy your reviews because sometimes you guys are on one accord, but you're honest. If you're not, you kind of share both of your opinions. And I think there's value there too, because as a listener, or let's say, for example, I've never seen The Haunted Mansion. And I guess quite honestly, I don't know why there's so many different opinions on that movie, but some people really don't like it.
Right.
I'm like, it wasn't that big of a deal. I actually like it. And
thank you, Kelly.
I picked up on it when it first happened. But I was like, yeah, it's kind of a kid movie. But, Murphy's humor is always a little more adult.
Right.
But when he said it, I was like, I don't know. They mean to cut that? Did they mean to leave that in there?
Yeah.
There were times where he was looking right at the camera. Like, he knew that he was, like, cutting up, and he'd look at the camera sometimes.
Yeah. It was really, really funny. But I do, and I want to suggest to the listeners as we get into content for us today, I want to suggest to the listeners to go out, if you've not done so already, and follow and subscribe and all those good things to Road Tripping with the Rudes. Road, R-A-D, Trippin, T-R-I-P-P-I-N, with the Rudes, R-U-D-E-S. And we'll also post links to their YouTube page where you can see the videos that we're talking about at your leisure. And you can follow them on Instagram. Again, you'll appreciate the content. It's daily, a couple times a day. Beautiful family. You'll just really enjoy it. So I'll suggest that you please go out and follow Road Tripping with the Rudes.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
And if they're not doing so, somehow they have to follow My Disney Brain on Instagram and on Facebook, because again, you'll get like snippets sometimes of something happening, but when I go to your page, I know that you've vetted it. I know that there's full details. So I always walk away feeling more informed.
Thank you.
I know it's hard work. I do know it's hard work to do that. It's easier just to do a sound bite, but you really do the work. So thank you for that. And, I always feel like I know more when I walk away.
Yeah, it is, because some days, we're all working in family and living and these sorts of things. And you say, you know what? Hey, I need to do some quality posts today and keep folks informed. And you just don't want to throw anything out there because, you know how that feels. So I appreciate it.
I tell Nicole that all the time.
Listen, today we're going to talk about our holiday traditions, family holiday traditions, and even Disney family holiday traditions. So what we're going to do on this side, there's three of us. There's Nia and Imani and myself. And if we were to do three apiece, not only would it take all day, but it would be very repetitive because we're doing them together. And then you guys will do your three, and we'll just share it with the audience and describe, kind of what we do as a family, how we kind of weave Disney into our traditions, be it Halloween, Thanksgiving, or Christmas. And maybe some details on how they can kind of incorporate this within their family if they decide to do it. So let's let our guests go first.
Yes.
So,
all right.
Mr. Corey and Miss Nicole.
So I know first up is Halloween. Halloween is Nicole's favorite season, favorite holiday.
Mm-hmm.
So this year, for the first time, I allowed I allowed a Halloween tree, which looks like a Christmas tree.
It doesn't though.
But it's black. So, she gets offended when we come in here and say, oh, look at her Halloween Christmas tree. Because that's exactly what it is.
It is, to be clear, it is a black tree with candy corn lights and Jack Skellington ornaments. This is Halloween.
Sounds like a Christmas tree to me.
Obviously 2020 has been very interesting. Many of us haven't been to the parks, especially our West Coast peeps. By the end of summer, it was like, what would Walt do? Right? There wasn't always a Disneyland. That was his vision. And, and thank you so much about talking about the history of the Haunted Mansion. That was something that he had conceived years and years before it was ever come to fruition. Right. So if he could give all of us magic, I could manage a little bit of magic in this small space, right? So a little bit of whimsy or a little bit of unexpected when you turn the corner. You're not expecting a Halloween tree.
Right.
But bam, here it is. Yeah. So I think for us, how to incorporate the magic has been a lot of Disney-like effects, or I've gotten into the habit of trying to create like hidden Mickeys throughout. Like, you would, unless you know Nightmare Before Christmas, you wouldn't understand Zero hanging from the tree, right? But so I've been trying to do that a little more.
And you got your floating witches hats,
right? Sanderson sisters are coming back.
Yeah,
yeah. I know you and my Nicole talked about how much I will watch Hocus Pocus, and she let my secret out of the bag. Listen, I don't know what it. First of all, I love dark movies, and so I can watch a movie if I like it. The kids will tell you I probably watch Harry Potter every weekend.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
He exactly watches it.
If I'm sitting upstairs and I'm working, I've got something to do. I put Harry Potter on. It's my safe space, and I will work.
What do you need a safe space for?
That's Corey with Endgame, though. So I get it.
I now listen. I don't watch the Deadly Hallows. That's not a safe. That's a little more aggressive. I'm just talking about 1 through 4.
Yes.
I want to be specific because it got really, really dark toward the end. I'm not vibing on the Hallows, but the first Harry Potter is a classic, and I don't even know why I'm telling you all this now, but the point is I could just watch it and just leave it on. So Hocus Pocus is one of those for me also. And when I found out it was on Disney Plus, I was like, oh, this is a no-brainer. I'll go upstairs in the evening. I got my laptop, I got my whatever, and I'll sit for an hour before I shut it down anyway. I'll turn it on. I know it's not the news or something horrific about to come across the TV. And I love it. I think it's a classic story. I like the characters.
Yes.
It's something, that you can calm down to after
it's funny you bring that up because our next post today is going to be the Sanderson sisters. So when we get off of here, I'm going to do a post for the Sanderson sisters or Nicole. So Nicole's going to do a post, not me.
Let me just say,
you know what? I've got to get, before we end, we got to get the whole backstory because I obviously had it wrong. In my mind, I'm thinking, okay, Nicole's orchestrating all this, but it sounds like Corey is directing all of these shots. I got to show you some of this. I show the kids all the time, Ella, and now she was in the Maleficent. When I saw that, I was like, oh my God, who thought of doing that?
Okay, that was Nicole. I can't take credit for that. That was Nicole.
So I like, so Corey comes up a lot of times with the visual part of it, and I will come up with like the concept and the verbiage. And so with the girls in Halloween, it's whatever sparks their interest. So Ella connected with Maleficent in such a way when she was like 3 years old. Yeah. And Maleficent's a pretty deep movie, but she connected with her. And I said, okay, well, here we go. Then you'll be Maleficent. And the same way she connected with Tafiti, which that costume was difficult, but I try to hone in on what interests them and then just kind of, run away with it.
Well, you did a good job with that. I thought,
Thank you.
When they're little like that, it's hard to convince them unless they're getting something out of it to be still and to do these sorts of things for so long. But you guys want to start with our first one? Who wants to go first?
I will, since I was born first. Um, so one thing that we every year for as long as I've been alive, which hasn't been that long, is we watch the Disney parade every Christmas morning. So our routine kind of goes.
Mhm.
We get up early, do gifts for about an hour, hour and a half. Then we'll eat breakfast, and then somewhere along the lines of breakfast, we'll be like, okay, what time is it? What time's the parade come on? And the parade is on the rest of the day, and that's the day. There is no next thing. Like we're
Right.
in pajamas, we're eating breakfast, we're watching the parade,
Yeah.
and then we're still watching the parade and eating the rest of the breakfast that didn't already get eaten.
Yeah.
We're still in pajamas.
Yeah. That's the way to
Maybe
do it.
somebody has got like an instruction manual for something they received that day while they're watching the parade. So that's the Christmas day for us.
Yeah, we have first breakfast, second breakfast,
Yes.
these sorts of things. And it's a prerequisite. If you come visit us on Christmas Day, you have to come in your pajamas because
That works.
we're not putting on clothes that day.
Right.
And we hang around in pajamas all day. So that's certainly a tradition of ours.
Definitely for us, when it comes to Christmas, we do the pajamas. So that's the one gift everybody opens Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Like, spoiler alert, you're getting pajamas again this year. but we, we love it. And that's a tradition for us. One of the ways for us to incorporate Disney again for Christmas is I take my Disney ornaments very seriously. Now, I don't take them seriously until January when they're on sale. But when I take them seriously, so we have a full out Disney tree, and each year we have the Mickey gloves. I think one of the times that we were at the park. So we'll try to add things from the park. We have our monorail.
Sorcerer hat. Right?
And our sorcerer hat. Yeah. So
that's the tree topper, the sorcerer hat.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Now,
And
how many trees do you have?
One.
We have a Halloween Christmas tree too.
Well, we have our big Christmas tree, and then we have the girls have small ones in their room. Now, I would like to recreate the Grand Floridian.
Oh wow.
Corey's not on board.
I ain't got Grand Floridian money.
Let's just set up a big gingerbread house in the middle of the table because.
Well, like you guys, we tend to shop in January for trees and things like that, and that's how we ended up with multiple trees. We have a foyer tree.
See,
and it was a staircase tree, and then it was hard to get up the staircase. Then it became a foyer tree, and then we have a larger tree that's in our main room where we open up gifts every year, and that's normally where we are most of the time. But I thought. You were alluding to maybe you had a Disney tree and then you had like a regular tree somewhere in the house also.
No, but Kelly, you just made the case for us to get another tree. I've been fighting it. Now you just
I've been pushing it. And when you mentioned Harry Potter, I proposed to him for Thanksgiving floating candles as paying homage to Harry. And the first time of him going into the Great Hall. So maybe you guys can convince him that that's a good idea.
It's already done.
Just imagine that. Just imagine walking into the dining room and you're seeing the floating candles,
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you put me on the spot. How can I deny it now?
The night before Thanksgiving, I'll just paint his beard white and he could be Dumbledore at the end of the day.
Yeah. So, Corey, this is what you got to do before we shoot again. You just got to send me a few text messages, things not to talk about on the show.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hey, listen, I get it. My wife can go somewhere and she hears somebody say something, and her first thing is, "But can we do that?" And "we" means me in English. So shoot that off to me. Look, One of our favorite things, not to prolong this thing about the Christmas tree, but I could talk about it forever. When we first went to the Christmas tree trail, we've been at least two times, I think. Man, it is awesome. It's awesome. Every year I always post pictures from the times we went to the Christmas tree trail at Disney Springs. Have you guys had opportunity to check out the Christmas tree trail before? And if so, what would be one of your favorite trees?
No. So this year we were actually scheduled for Thanksgiving, we were scheduled to be in Disney.
Oh,
So
man.
I was like, great, I'm out. I don't have to do Thanksgiving dinner. It was too soon to make the reservations, but we had planned on eating at the Polynesian on Thursday for Thanksgiving dinner. So, non-traditional at Ohana. And then we were sailing out on Saturday for an 8-day Eastern Caribbean cruise.
Christmas cruise.
Christmas cruise, right. So it was the Christmas cruise, and then we were going to sail back in, and this would be our first time of taking in the parks during Christmas time. But, 2020 had other plans.
Yep.
But I will say this. What it did do was give me more time to research. And I'm really curious about the Fort Wilderness. They said people go all out in Fort Wilderness as far as their decorations.
Yeah.
Some people rent storage throughout the year just for their decorations.
Yep.
And I guess they do that parade where they have the golf carts decorated. So now it's just building up more things that we want to hit up when we are able to take in the holidays.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of footage on that as we get to our second one. But if you follow Tim Tracker at all, or if you do, man, what's the other guy? I know Tim does it every year, and I can't think of the other guy's name. I'll have to text it to you, but I know Tim does a video every year where he goes out there, and yeah, you're right. People go. I mean, they go way out. I mean, they do more there than I've seen people do in their yards. And they got to break all that stuff down and leave in a few days. I'm like, geez, Louise,
right?
A lot. I mean,
right.
It's a lot. But what's our second one, Miss Nia?
Okay, so I am with Nicole. Halloween is absolutely amazing. And fun fact, one of my biggest pet peeves is to walk into a store during like Halloween season to see Christmas trees.
Violated.
Oh yeah.
That's violating.
But I'm going to be a hypocrite for a little bit and talk about talk about how we watch the Mickey Disney Christmas shorts on Netflix.
Yeah.
And they're just it's the Twice Upon a Christmas, and I think my favorite one is probably the one. It's a short because it's like Mickey's Christmas carols, and throughout them there's like different little stories that you can watch with kids, and they're super entertaining because like I can still watch them now, and if you're an adult with like a good cup of coffee or like something, you could watch them in the morning and have a good time. But I really like the one where Pluto ran away and he met all the reindeers. That is probably my favorite, and you have to watch that one. Like, it's a classic. So,
I have to, because my favorite is when Mickey doesn't have enough money to get Minnie a gift. And so he sells his watch, I think, or something. And she sells her. I always cry. So that's probably why I haven't seen Pluto, because I'm like, after that one, I'm done. But like, it's old school Pete where he's like a real jerk. I think they try to like make Pete nicer now, but Pete's like a jerk. He's trying to sell the trees really expensive, and Mickey's just trying to get a gift. So the Mickey's Christmas Carol, those are some real classics. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they really are. And the shorts are really great. They hit straight to the point. They're better than the Pixar shorts, who are, my God,
those can like really
they're
vary.
really depressing.
Yeah.
A little sad.
Oh my
Right.
goodness. It's we watched one day, and she's like, "You want to watch another?" I said, "I don't think I can take another one."
Yeah, they're like.
The one where the lady ate her son and turned him into a dumpling.
Yeah, the dumpling. I was like,
the dumpling one.
Yeah.
And people love that one. And I was like,
Why?
oh my
so
goodness.
what movie? It was in front of like a movie, right?
I think it's in front of like the Incredibles one.
Maybe. And
Incredibles 2?
Or was it Toy Story?
Yeah.
So it was one of those. I sat in the theater and was like, okay, I'm gonna have to watch this at home by myself because I must have missed something. And so, Disney Plus and the shorts came out. I said, let me give this another run. I was like, nope, I didn't know.
Yeah.
No. And there's another one when the kid and the grandmother's in this hole and they're trying to fly out. It's really sad. I mean, it's really well done from
Yeah.
an animation standpoint, but the story is so sad. I was like,
There's
oh,
another one too with the stray cat and the pit bull that was like abused. Did you see that one?
Oh no.
Did we see that one?
No.
I don't think.
Yeah,
we
check that one out. That one's
I
crazy.
was almost gonna tell you I'll go watch it, but I'm like, I don't know if I want.
I know. Yeah, right.
Tell me
No,
where
let
it's
me
going
tell you.
before I go watch this one.
The
Yeah.
Pixar ones, there are some gems there, but there are some ones that are really, really heavy.
Tearjerker.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
Well, Nia's right. We love to, just like in Halloween season now, and Disney Plus has the section now on the dashboard where you can just kind of go to Halloween stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Make it easy to access. That's like great. And of course, in a few days, as Corey is rocking his Star Wars, is that jersey or sweatshirt? I think
It's a shirt.
Yeah.
okay. So we know Mando is back for season 2.
Yes.
Yep.
In only a few days. I know
Yep.
we're all hyped for that.
Yes.
But I thought it was really good on Disney's part because so many of their businesses have been impacted with all this unpleasantness because it's a touch type business. You know, they need people to be in places. But Disney Plus is a vehicle and a platform that they can utilize to really strengthen and kind of get out there and, you know, and create some additional revenue streams, but also help people kind of get their minds off what's going on.
Yes.
So I've really enjoyed the Hocus Pocus and even more things that they brought out that I kind of forgot about. There's another one. It doesn't come to mind.
There's like the whole 31 Nights of Halloween. That's Disney. ABC is Disney.
Yeah, freeform.
Yeah.
Freeform.
Freeform. Yeah.
Yeah, we were going to talk about that because every year Imani either texts or calls and it's this great outpour of happiness that
It is. It's because you get to. When else can you just turn on the TV and the Addams Family is on all day? Both
Yeah.
of them.
Right.
Like,
Right. Freeform. Yes.
yeah, this is how you know outside of she looks like me that this is my child because I can watch Adams. When I first started dating Nicole, their mother, she would come over and she's like, "Didn't you watch that yesterday?" And I said, "I just put it on at night." She says, "What do you mean at night?" I said, "I just turn it on at night before I go to sleep and I watch it." She says, "You watch this movie every night?" I said, "Yeah, what's the problem?" She was like, "You have a problem." Are you
Listen.
watching this every day? I said, "Yeah,
No.
I've watched the Addams Family almost every day."
Nicole can do no wrong in my eyes because she helped me so much. So Corey's parents gave us a lot of their Halloween decorations. So they're the house that goes all out for Halloween, goes all out for Christmas. And they had these cute little kittens with their little pumpkins. And I wanted to make it more like us. And Nicole is the cricket master. So she helped me transform these cats into Thackeray Binks
Oh,
and the cat from Coraline. So
wow.
I was able to get my Thackeray Binks on. And so that I owe that all to Nicole.
she loves that cricket. I tell you, we got that for her 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And she struggled at first, but she has a friend that she's really, really crafty. And they worked, and next thing you know, every
Everything
day
is
she's up
cricketed.
there. Yeah, she said, "Well, can you get me a desk for the bedroom?" She like literally for a few months she would have it in the bedroom because like at night I'm sitting with the laptop, she's sitting over at the cricket working on stuff. But she's got to the point now where she's really good with it. As a matter of fact, our new My Disney Brain merch with the new logo, she's gonna do the new shirts. We've got to send some to you guys.
Yes.
So that's our promise. We're gonna send some. I just need to get everybody's sizes, even the little bitties, and we'll make sure that'll be our. I guess it won't be a surprise, but it'll be our Christmas gifts to you guys. We're gonna surprise you. I literally just told you what it was.
Yeah.
But we'll send those over to you guys.
Thank you.
No, but Nicole is great. And I really love the way everyone is finding their way to keep the magic going. And, Nicole is so creative with it. And for me, we love Not So Scary.
Mhm.
That's our thing. That's probably why we haven't done Christmas in the parks is because, we did want to push our luck with school with the girls. So we we're like, okay, we'll do the Halloween season. So now I get to look at my fireplace and I get to see Thackeray Binks, and it just works for me next to my Halloween tree.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'll tell you this year. Now I knew Halloween Horror Nights and Not So Scary were big. Don't get me wrong, but you don't really know how much the parks depended on them until they're not there.
Right.
Yeah.
They're massive.
Yes.
To the point, obviously, where people can get laid off if they don't occur. That's how big
Right.
they are. So our we're gonna just speak it into existence that next year we're gonna have both. Halloween Horror Nights is gonna be back, and Mickey's Not So Scary, and all that unpleasantness will be to a point where we can still, get together. These great cast members who are being affected by what's going on, because going to the parks is one thing, but going there and being able to interact with these cast members is really what makes the magic. The attractions are just the attractions, but
Yeah.
Yes.
the people that are there that welcome you and that give you these great greetings and just my heart goes out to those cast members.
Yes.
When Imani was in the program, you get a chance to see these kids face to face, and you get a chance to see the folks that work there, and they've been impacted for those that stayed. So our best wishes for
Yes.
Road Tripping with the Roots and my Disney Brain, and with
Yes.
all cast members, folks who are listening. We're certainly best wishes to you guys, and we'll continue to support the parks.
Yes.
Shop Disney, Disney Plus. We're doing as much as we can to make sure
Absolutely.
that we're putting money back into the pot so that you guys can get back to work as soon as possible.
Yep.
It is so important. I mean, today, to hear the news that, we lost Festival of the Lion King, and, we've lost Turtle Talk and Finding Nemo, and Festival of the Lion King for us, those cast members, exactly. When I found that out today, Imani,
Yeah.
you could have
Broke
just,
the news to me. I had no idea.
oh, I'm so sorry. Listen,
a whole list.
I was done. Festival of the Lion King, Finding Nemo, the Turtle Talk,
Beauty and the Beast.
But for me, Festival of Lion King, that's my Broadway get up. Like, I don't care if it's 1,000,000 degrees in Animal Kingdom, because we all know Animal Kingdom is much hotter than any other park, for what it's worth. I don't care if I'm melting on my way there. We are making it to Festival of the Lion King.
Mm-hmm. Every time.
And right. And I'm hoping that we're the elephants. And like, these are, 2020 has been hard. So to your point, we'll continue to support Disney in any way possible. And I hope the cast members know how much they mean to us. It's not about the rides. We could go to Six Flags or something like that. It really is about the magic that the cast members make.
Right.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's Imani. Well, all of us love it, but the girls, Animal Kingdom is their favorite park, and we have been going to Festival of the Lion King since forever.
Yeah.
And I remember Nia wasn't even born. Cameron was little. 2. I mean, he was little, because we were trying to convince him that the animals couldn't come down off of the thing to get it. And he was like, I don't know. It's pretty close. Yeah. And so, that was hard. And they've actually seen it on Broadway. The girls and Nicole have seen it on.
Yes.
Technically, it wasn't Broadway. Well, you guys went to the Fox.
I did not go.
Okay, I didn't
And
see
you were
that.
mad
Was
for like
not
a whole
invited
week.
because
Okay.
they went without me.
Okay,
opened
I
up-
was out having a girls trip with my friends. However, we needed supervision.
So
This-
this is what happens when I don't clear it. Okay. One of them has seen it on the at the Fox, but when it comes back, we'll all go. How about that? We'll just make
I
it
think
work
you
out.
and I should.
I will say,
Yeah.
Okay.
Ella was gifted, my sister, for Ella's 3rd birthday, gifted us Lion King tickets on Broadway, orchestra seats, because she was like, listen, we've got to start our girl off right. Like, we've got to do the Broadway thing. My sister is a diehard New Yorker, and Ella is 7. Ella still remembers that performance.
Cool.
She still remembers Lion King, and so to your point, the cast members, we will do anything to get you guys back. So
Yeah. So we have two on each side.
Yep, one more.
We've got one more to go. So we've got a what do we call it? I almost said Christmas Halloween tree, but we've got a Halloween tree, and then we have what was the other one?
Theirs was the tree and the
ornaments.
Ornaments,
Yes.
tree
Yep.
and ornaments.
Tree and
Okay.
ornaments, and then ours was parade and
The Mickey shorts.
Mickey shorts.
The Mickey shorts.
and parade. Okay, so those are the first two. So here's our last one on the side.
Yep.
Like you guys, we go in November every year. It has been our tradition since I don't know.
Since you turned 40
Yeah, since I turned 40, which seems like
for the past 10 years.
yeah, seems like 10 years ago.
You see why we don't have our children on, right? No.
Yeah, this is their joy. So yeah. So Nicole asked me one year. She says, "What are you gonna do for your birthday?" And obviously we had been to the parks before then, but it was kind of spotty. We would say, "Okay, do we want to go?" Not, and then we would just kind of go. And I just said, you know what? I'm gonna just start going to the parks every year until I get tired of going. And so that's what we started doing. And
Yeah.
we did it in November. My birthday is the 13th, and we waited until the kids would be out of school, which puts us around the Thanksgiving week.
Thanksgiving.
So we usually do the weekend, Friday leading into Thanksgiving week. That way, once we come back, they're on break. There's no school has been interrupted, and we still have some downtime where we can just relax and still enjoy ourselves. So it has become a huge tradition. It was an impact for us this year not to go, but we understood why. I just felt like I said to Ruby last week or the week before when we were talking. She asked me, was I going to go this year? And I said, I haven't officially canceled our hotel reservations, but the way that I feel is that if in any way I go and somehow my mark isn't met,
Yeah.
it's going to impact me. And I said, I'd rather just wait.
Yeah.
I'd rather just wait. I feel
Yeah.
very confident that we're all going to make it through this. This is going to be good on the other end. It's going to take some time to get us back to where we used to seeing the parks. But the parks are closing earlier. There's no stage projections and fireworks and these sorts of things happening. There are more people going into the parks now. There's no fast pass. There are long lines. There's some things that they're going to have to work through. For us coming out of town and with no fast passes, we went and the parks closed at 6 o'clock or 7 or whatever they're doing now. Best case, we're going to do 4 or 5 attractions. Best case. And that's just not what we're used to.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
So we just opted out and opt to support Disney in other ways through Disney Plus, through Shop Disney, even the I don't want to really get too deep off into this, but we posted not long ago about some ways to support cast members through our
Yes.
Instagram. Yeah, the pantry and things like that.
Yes.
We just decided to do those sorts of things to show some support. We're not going to physically be there, but we understand that they need people to be there in order to get through this.
Right.
And that goes back to my point of you taking the extra step to dig deeper. Our feed was full of the number of cast members that had, lost their job. And there was this feeling of helplessness. And then boom, here comes, you could go to Amazon and do this. You could do that. So again, thank you for that. And at least for me, it helped me some power back, if that makes sense. That, okay, yes, this is horrible, but let's tap into some humanity. So thank you for posting that because it was very informative.
No problem. Thank you guys for reposting and resharing and things like that. It really helps when you have a community of folks to be able to kind of, rely on and send these messages out. So, but that's our third one. We normally would be there. This is a tradition of ours, and it is a solid one. Our fourth quarter every year has been one of travel.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And my family enjoys hitting the road. And when I say hitting the road, I mean going to sleep in the van once it
No, no, no,
cranks
no,
up.
no. We will not
Tell me
do
about
that
it.
because he has 3 other drivers in the car that ask him every year, "Do you want us?" We don't ask anymore because why would we do that? But do you need us to drive? No. And then we leave at 5 a.m. Who's conscious? No one.
You know, here's
That's
the
a
thing.
dad thing.
So here's the thing. Corey has to be the only driver, but this is where Corey's level of petty just defies logic. Because as the co-pilot, I can't go to sleep.
Oh no. Oh no.
Like I don't know what I'm
need
supposed to
somebody
do.
talk to. I gotta
but
talk to
as
somebody.
No.
not when he's listening to ATL's finest of the early 2000s does he want me to talk, but not when Little John
Yeah, I was gonna say you
blaring.
need some good sounds or something.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. No, listen, Nicole's is the first one to go to sleep.
Right.
So
Yeah.
these two
I
will
will
keep
try.
you company, but oh no.
You don't have to tell her. She knows.
Corey will, no, he'll try to wake me up. And
Oh,
I wonder if Nicole's like me now. I could be asleep on a plane before we even take off.
Well, I'll tell you.
Mom's
wife
like,
could be
yes.
described as a professional sleeper. She could go to sleep literally anywhere.
That's mom life. You get
Yeah.
in where you fit in.
I get
You-
like that. I'm like, you just touched the bed. How are you asleep?
First of all, I'm so thankful that I'm actually touching the bed. That it's like go to sleep. If I stay up more than 2 minutes, there'll be clothes magically on the bed for me
I'm
to
like
fold.
sitting
So
there
it's just
about to
like-
get a show queued up or something, and she's already asleep. I'm like, oh, come
Well,
on.
I'll be honest. These days, I will do good to make it to the bed in an awake state because my body is so conditioned now. Anything after 9:30, 10 o'clock,
9 o'clock.
my body's like, you're on your own.
After
Because
Really?
oh, yeah. But here's the other part. I'm up every day at like 5:30.
Okay.
So, I've got to get in there and shut it down.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm gonna not gonna have enough sleep. But okay, so that's our last one. What do you guys have?
So ours was to your point, ours was the park.
We
so
actually was
our-
going to start a new tradition with the cruising every Christmas. That was going to
Yeah.
start this year.
Yeah.
I remember you guys mentioning that on another podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, life happens while you're making plans. So we'll figure something else out. I will say that we are hardcore Disney holiday movie peeps, but courtesy of Ella, November 1st will be the start of, on a constant replay, The Grinch.
Yeah.
Ella does not play around when it comes to The Grinch.
But which one though? That matters.
Jim Carrey Grinch is like, it will be constantly on one of these TVs in the house. Ella will have the Grinch on.
Yeah. She likes the newer animated one too, though.
Sometimes she'll but it's more so Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
It's Jim Carrey, and she'll start doing the echoes. This year, for Halloween, it's always Charlie Brown. It's a great, the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. But we just found out that it won't be on network. I guess it was purchased by AT&T Plus.
No, Apple TV.
Apple Plus. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Apple TV Plus. And in classic Ella fashion, Lucy is her favorite Peanuts character. So we have to make sure that she gets her Lucy fix in for the year, which is normally the Great Pumpkin one.
When Nia was in elementary school.
Where are you going with this?
Where
Where are you going with this?
You're about to tell my secrets. We have an aftermarket DVD player in our car, with the GPS, all that jazz.
Yeah.
It didn't come with the car. It was put in aftermarket. And it's not supposed to do this, but it does. We can watch the Grinch and stuff. We would do it on the way to school. And I'll tell you, we are huge fans of, when you say the Grinch, you've got some Grinch watching. Now, we watch all three.
Yeah.
We watch all three. We watch the original, the really short ones that we watched when we were kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then, of course, we've got the Jim Carrey one, which, surprisingly enough, I didn't love him, but this was one of the better times I really liked him.
Yeah.
on the Grinch piece.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the newer one, when we saw that in the movies, and my God, it was just the animation and the way this was done. It was so well done. Did we see
Yeah.
that in 3D? I think we did because you know why I know that. Remember when the kid was throwing the snowball? I think we saw it in 3D.
I think y'all saw it in 3D.
Yeah, we
We
saw
saw it in
it.
3D.
Now that I don't live here, I don't get to do a lot of things.
We already let you eat the food for
And then
free.
people will ask, you remember when we did this? No, I don't.
You know,
So-
I'm used
Wasn't
to
there.
for 20 years having her, right with the other two. And sometimes I'll bring up stuff and she's looking at me like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
We,
I'm like,
we don't
"I
know. We don't know what we're going to do. This is Ava's senior year, and we're like bracing ourselves. But when you guys said, oh, this was before Nia was born, I was looking at Nia's face because Ella does not think we should have had
Any life.
before.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah.
um,
We've gotten that. We literally showed Nia a video when we were on the Disney
No,
cruise.
but like I hate when y'all bring up really great moments. California from my
She
birthday.
said,
Nia's like, nothing was
why
great
are we
before me.
watching this? Like, am I on this? I said, no, you're not born yet. She said, well, why are we even watching this? Yeah, so she's like, I don't want to see anything that I'm not on.
But I will say, so the Jim Carrey Grinch is her favorite. The animated, she does a great
Kenan Thompson's character.
So, and that's year round. So if you don't give her
A
a
hug.
good enough hug,
Right.
she'll say, it doesn't matter. It doesn't count if you don't hug back, Grinchy. Like, and she does his voice so good.
Yeah.
That is classic. That's classic.
It don't count unless you hug back, Grinchy.
Yes.
That's
I use
hilarious.
chocolate explosion.
Mhm.
I was like, she's got like a mentor, or she's watching a lot of TV. Where this little girl's been here before. Some of the stuff I hear her saying, sometimes I'm like, you can't teach her that. Like, where is she hearing this stuff? She
So
just comes up with it.
she has to be an older soul. It's an older soul in her because it's funny you bring that up. Today I was sitting here with her in class, and something happened. And she was like, "Raise the roof," and I said, "No, literally." I stopped everything. I said, "Where did you hear that from?"
Wait a minute.
Yeah, I said, "First of all, where did you hear that?" She was like, you raised the roof. And I said, who showed you how to do it with that motion? She was like, I don't know. I just knew that. So that told me right then and there, it's an old soul in her. She just did it to do it, and she didn't think nothing of it.
Right.
She don't even know it's a song. I didn't even break that news to her.
She had asked about Parliament too. Remember there was a song, and I'm like, wait, how do you know that song?
Like Brick House or something?
I forget.
Yeah, so I don't know. She had to be here before.
Now,
I think so.
Corey's parents love James Brown,
Mhm.
but Ella will watch James Brown clips like by herself. She'll like do the splits and everything else. Like she knows his songs that I don't even know. So
yeah, I was going to mention it later, but I guess I'll stick it in now since we're talking about music. If you guys have not seen the videos with Corey DJing and Ella in the background, it is hilarious.
Yeah.
And the one that she plays your hype man, like you're trying to introduce it.
that's her life.
And I'm like talking, and she's like jumping in there, cutting me off. I'm like, I had to look at her. I left it in there. I'm like, are you serious?
It's hilarious. I said, because I know you didn't know she was going to do it because you kept looking like, what is she going to say? It was hilarious. And what was so great about it, she was right on time.
Yeah.
She was right with what he was doing. And it was just hilarious because you're like, where did this little girl come from?
So, it's a house divided because Ava and I are very much, we could be in a room completely quiet, just focused or have our own space. They're constantly going and they're constantly on. It does not stop.
Yeah, everything's loud. Between me and her, everything we do is loud.
Yeah.
And Nicole, she like, now she knows like she gotta kind of let it go. She like gotta go somewhere else because me and Ella, we about to just go crazy.
That's okay because Ava and I now have our own language. We just look at each other and we know it's like, let's brace ourselves because it's about to be one of those days.
Yeah. Well, guys, listen, this is, what, we could talk all day. I'm so happy to have you guys back.
Yes.
And we're just gonna have to have you guys back
Again?
more often.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
More often. And you guys have any honorable mentions
For
for
holidays?
yeah, for any holiday tradition that we may have missed?
I got one. Nicole cooks up really good when it's Thanksgiving. She has a whole Thanksgiving feast for us. So I love that. I actually got in on the action now and I start deep frying turkey.
Oh,
So
cool.
You've got to talk to him about getting on board with the vegetarian lifestyle.
Okay.
Just saying. But
that's gonna be a long talk, Kelly. I'm telling you right
you know
now.
what? Here's our honorable mention. I forgot about this one, and I really do like it because
See, my honorable mention wasn't good enough.
no,
You see
it
that?
was. But I'm a sock person. I love socks.
That is a good one.
So I love a very plain outfit and like a pop of creativity with the socks. So we do the 12 days to Christmas. So we do Disney socks. And Stans has an amazing Star Wars and Disney collection. Budget wise, we're good with just 12 days. We couldn't do 365 days of Stans socks, but I love that one too because it is
12 days of socks.
Our 12 days of socks is something we do together every day. 12 days before Christmas. So that's a tradition that we do.
I forgot about that. Yeah,
that's cool. That's really nice. That's really nice.
Never heard that before.
What do you guys think? We have an honorable mention.
We're not all overachievers like you are. So
we do the gingerbread house every year.
Yeah, Neil's gonna
we do
talk
that
about
every
that.
year.
You wanna talk about that?
I just want to say I'm still stuck on the fact that your wife forgot to bring a whole gingerbread house to Texas with us when she checked the whole car twice.
Listen,
I don't
don't
appreciate that.
do my mom like that.
I
We've
don't
been doing
appreciate
this
it.
tradition since before you were born.
And she still forgot the gingerbread house.
Listen.
Okay, so
It's
we
been a
do
while.
gingerbread house every year, and that's an activity that my wife leads.
Yeah.
So we'll pick them up at the store, and you know what? Last year, I haven't seen them this year. Obviously, it's a little early. I don't know. It may not be because everybody got Christmas stuff
probably
up.
not.
But last year, Target started doing these segments in their store, these areas where it was all Disney stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's a Disney gingerbread house.
Yes.
So, Corey, if you want to get started on that Grand Floridian thing, we can start low
Right.
on the gingerbread house, and then can build up.
Build up.
Can
Yeah.
build
Okay.
up to that whole, whatever they're doing down there. Because when we go to the gingerbread house in Grand Floridian, you say, okay, you see it on TV, you've seen it before, you've seen it in magazines, stuff like that. But every time you go, you're just like,
How did they do this?
how in the world
Mhm.
do you make this entire thing out of gingerbread? I mean,
Yeah.
it is, it's not a small thing. It's like walking into someone's shed because people actually are inside of it selling stuff to the outside.
Mhm.
And then they've got the merry-go-round with the horses and these sorts of things. They start early in the year, like in the summer, baking that gingerbread. And it is a colossal effort, and it is just as awe-inspiring. Every time you see it, you're like, geez, Louise, somebody really spent some time working on this.
Yeah.
And we've seen it multiple times, and I'm always like taking 100 pictures like I've never seen it before.
Yeah.
That's how we were last year when we had the opportunity to see the Grinch. What was it called in Gaylord National?
Ice.
Featuring the Grinch, which was at a hotel, and 2 million. How much ice was it?
Yeah, about 2 million pounds.
It was like some ridiculous number, and they completely recreated Whoville in ice.
Wow.
It was freezing, but it was like amazing.
Yeah.
And we got to meet the head sculptor, and in typical Ella fashion, I don't know how she finagled her way into letting him show her something, but she ended up like working on a piece.
Yeah, we
it's
did a video
on our YouTube. So I get what you mean. I was really looking forward to experiencing Christmas at Disney, but we'll have next year.
We'll have next year, and that feeds me into my last little comment here. We have to make new traditions. I'm not just saying it because you guys on the show. I think I mentioned to you before. You guys really are our favorite guest. And we started, I don't know, over a year or so, we started doing these podcasts with you guys. And I really felt that kinship to from the beginning. And we've never actually met. So for folks who are interested, we've never actually met in person, but we feel like we're family.
Yes.
And
Yes.
our new tradition, once all this unpleasantness lets us get out and about, is to be able to connect in person during
Yes.
the holidays, whether we're coming there or you guys are coming here, to be able to connect our two families and finally, let
Yes.
the girls meet and the two Nicoles can meet, and then
Yes.
Corey and I can sit and probably still be making gingerbread for that house.
Yeah.
At that point.
They're going to be
Just
getting
to
graham cracker
connect.
houses.
Yeah, we definitely do. I will tell you this much. I feel like the weird aunt that, I remember you when you were little. I literally listened to the Hamilton podcast so much that I feel like I know the girls. Like that's one of my favorite. The Hamilton podcast is one of my, I still laugh at the same parts. So we definitely have to make that a tradition.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that because I wasn't kidding. The family planning podcast that we've done, I think we've done about 2 or 3. Those are in the top of the downloads. The Black is King, and also the Hamilton. But I have to. Well, I'm not gonna apologize. I have to tell you, like, when I listen to those, like, we're deep in the conversation, I hear a lot of South Carolina coming out, and I'm like, oh, is that what I sound like?
No.
It is. It
exactly
is.
what you
It
sound
is. But yeah, guys, thanks. Road Tripping with the Rudes. Thank you, Nicole. Cole.
That's our new. That
That
might be our new thing.
Just call us Nori. We're good.
Yeah, Nori.
You know what? I said, you know what? If I call them Ella's parents, I don't know, if I'll be well received. But I was going to start calling you my nickname, which is Ella's parents.
Yeah.
You guys.
No,
when you
listen,
first posted that,
what,
I was cracking up so bad.
We could go by Nori, and you and Nicole could go by Nelly. See, this works for me. I don't know.
All right. We're going to have Nicole make some shirts, and we'll have those.
Yes.
Listen, guys, we can do this all day. We really appreciate you guys coming on, and we seriously are going to do this again before Christmas.
Yes.
We'll determine what we're going to talk about, obviously, before time, but let's just do it again. I'm glad you guys are safe and everybody's well on your end. The girls are doing well. I'm really happy to have you guys back, and everybody's doing well on this side. Yeah. It's always a fun time when we're with Road Tripping with the Rudes. Guys, you're listening to my Disney Brain. Please go and check out Nicole and Corey. I have said a number of times before, we've done podcast cross promotion, different things like that. I'm not going to suggest anything to you that we wouldn't listen to or watch ourselves, that we don't think there's really good content. If you're a Disney person, a family Disney person, you're going to love their content. They've been on a number of cruises. They've been to the parks. There's a lot of good video there to be seen from a family side. Corey's done an excellent job. Nicole's done an excellent job of curating and putting it together, where if you've not been on the Disney cruise, you want to see what the ships look like, go check out one of their videos. They've been on a number of different ships, so that's a good way to know when the cruises start back, because the schedules have been posted for 2021. So maybe go check out one of their videos just to see if the ship is there that you're thinking about going on. And again, we're going to post their information on our Facebook page, and we'll also tag it on our Instagram so that you can find them very easily. Nicole and Corey, thank you again.
Thank you so much.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Kiss the girls for us, and we'll see you again very, very soon. You guys stay safe.
Yes.
Thank you so much for having us, and I can't wait to meet you guys in person.
Thank you, guys.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye-bye.